The Galactic Union believed humans were unpredictable, dangerous, impossible to control. So when negotiations with Earth reached a breaking point, the Union Council made a bold decision. They sent their most skilled and most charming diplomat, a Urlia of the Luminari. Tall, elegant, glowing skin like liquid starlight. Her voice could calm storms. Her eyes could melt defenses. Her species specialized in emotion manipulation. They radiated, calming waves that could soften even the most stubborn leaders. Her mission was simple: charm the human, influence him, make him trust her, then guide Earth into the Union's control. Aurelia believed it would be easy. After all, every species in the galaxy fell for Luminari charm. Every species. Except humans. When Aurelia stepped off her shimmering ambassadorship and onto the Earth diplomatic base, she expected the human leader to greet her with nervous admiration. Instead, she found him leaning against the wall, arms crossed, wearing a simple black jacket and a suspicious expression. Commander Ethan Ward. Sharp eyes, calm posture, zero reaction to her beauty. Aurelia smiled, warm, inviting, perfect. Greetings, Commander. I hope my presence brings peace to our discussions. He didn't smile back. Let's talk inside, he said flatly. Aurelia blinked. No smile? No blush? No confusion? Humans weren't supposed to resist her charm waves, but Ethan seemed immune. Interesting. Very interesting. She followed him inside, unaware that this human would change her mission and her heart. Aurelia sat across from Ethan in the conference chamber. She activated her diplomatic aura, subtle glowing waves meant to relax the target's mind. Ethan sipped his coffee, completely unaffected. Aurelia frowned slightly. You're calm. He shrugged. I'm always calm. She increased her aura intensity. Nothing. No softening. No trust shift. No emotional influence. Humans were not supposed to resist this. Aurelia felt a strange hint of excitement. A challenge. Tell me, Commander, she said in a smooth voice. Why does your world hesitate to cooperate with the Union? Ethan leaned back. Because we don't trust you. Such blunt honesty would have offended any alien leader, but Aurelia felt something unexpected. Respect. She liked his directness. Her mission required gaining his trust, but his resistance made that difficult and fascinating. Ethan's unexpected strength. Over the next week, Aurelia and Ethan held daily negotiation sessions. She tried charm waves, diplomatic, empathy, psychological persuasion, cultural bonding techniques, emotional resonance fields. None of them worked. Whenever she attempted to sway his mind, he simply looked at her with calm, observant eyes, like he could see through her strategies. One evening, she tried a deeper charm wave, subtle enough to avoid suspicion, yet powerful enough to melt defenses. Ethan blinked. So, you're trying to influence me again? Aurelia froze. You felt that? Yeah, he said calmly. It felt like a warm breeze. Nice try. Her jaw dropped slightly. Humans could feel her techniques. No species had ever sensed charm waves. Humans shouldn't be able to detect them, let alone resist them. Aurelia's heart fluttered with something she'd never felt before. Nervousness. And something else. Interest. Humans were not like other species. Especially not him. A moment that changed everything on the 8th night. A sudden explosion shook the diplomatic base. Lights flickered. The alarm screamed. Aurelia stumbled. Before she fell, a strong hand caught her. Ethan. He pulled her behind cover. Stay low, he ordered. What's happening? She whispered. Terrorists. Anti-Union separatists. The roof trembled as a second blast shook the hall. Aurelia felt panic rising. Her species hated violence. They were diplomats, not fighters. But Ethan remained calm. assessing the situation like he'd done this 1,000 times. Aurelia grabbed his arm. "Don't go out there alone." He looked at her with steady eyes. "I'm not alone." And for the first time, she realized she wasn't just a mission to him. She mattered. Her heart raced. When the attackers breached the hall, Ethan shielded her with his body, dragging her through smoke and chaos. He fought as if his life meant nothing, and hers meant everything. Laser fire shot past them. Debris fell from the ceiling. She felt fear so strong her aura flickered, but Ethan's voice cut through it. "I've got you." Her heart stuttered. She had never trusted anyone this quickly, never relied on anyone this deeply. When he finally led her to a safe bunker, she collapsed into a chair, trembling. "You humans," she whispered. "You fight like the universe belongs to you." Ethan replied softly, "No, we fight for the people we protect." She looked at him, really looked. This human had no charm powers, no special abilities, no glowing aura, yet he made her feel protected. Something her own people never achieved. Her mission was to manipulate him, but her heart was already slipping. The shift she didn't expect after the attack. Their meetings changed. There were no more diplomatic tricks. No charm waves. No manipulation. Just real conversation. Ethan shared stories of human struggles, war, loss, survival, hope. Aurelia shared the pressures of her role, being the most charming diplomat. Always perfect. Always controlled. He listened. Really listened. No one ever had before. One evening, after a long conversation, Aurelia whispered, "Commander, do you know why I was sent here?" "To negotiate," he said calmly. She shook her head slowly. "No, to influence you." She expected anger. Instead, Ethan said, "I know." Aurelia's eyes widened. "You knew? You're too perfect," he said with a half smile. "Too smooth. Real emotions are messy. Yours were too clean." She dropped her gaze. "You must think I'm a monster." "No," Ethan said gently. "I think you're someone who was forced to be perfect for too long." Her breath caught. No one had ever seen her that clearly. She felt her chest tighten with something she had never felt toward any other being. Connection, warmth, trust. Was this what humans called bonding? The truth of her heart that night, alone in her quarters. Aurelia stared at her reflection. Her shimmering skin glowed softly, but she didn't recognize the face staring back. She was a luminary trained to charm, trained to influence, trained to manipulate. But with Ethan, she didn't want to manipulate. She wanted to tell the truth. She wanted to stand beside him, not above him. Her heart wasn't supposed to choose a human. Her mission wasn't supposed to feel like this. But humans had a strange effect, especially Ethan. He didn't fall for her charm, but she was falling for him. The council demands results. Shortly after, Aurelia received a hologram message from her government. "We expected Earth to submit by now. Why have negotiations stalled?" Aurelia hesitated. Because she no longer wanted to deceive humans. Because Ethan made her question her orders. But she couldn't tell them that. Not yet. "My progress is slow," she said carefully. "Humans require special handling." "Then handle them," the council ordered. "You are our most skilled diplomat. Do not fail." The hologram faded. Aurelia sat alone. Tears filled her eyes. For the first time in her life, she didn't know whose side she was on. Her people? Or the human who saved her? The human who believed in her? The human who made her feel more real than she ever had? The confession. The next afternoon, Aurelia asked Ethan to meet her on the observation deck. Stars glimmered outside the massive window. "I must tell you something important," she began, voice trembling. Ethan turned to her. "Go ahead." "My mission was never peace." His expression didn't change. "I know." She froze. "You knew everything?" He nodded. "And yet, You stayed kind to me? You weren't the mission, Ethan said softly. You became the person I cared about. Aurelia's heartbeat raced. And what if I told you that something changed in me? Her voice shook. That I don't want to finish my mission anymore? Ethan stepped closer. I'd say maybe you're starting to feel something real. Her breath caught. I am, she whispered. Ethan's voice lowered. And what is it you feel? Aurelia looked into his steady human eyes. Something I was never supposed to. She placed a hand over her heart. But it's real. I know it is. For the first time since she arrived. Her glow flickered not from charm, but emotion. Real emotion. Human emotion. The final twist. She chooses humanity. The council sent a ship. They demanded Aurelia return home immediately, fearing she had lost control of the mission. But Aurelia refused. I am staying, she told the council. This human. This world. They are worth more than any manipulation. You are compromised, the council snapped. No, Aurelia said calmly. I have simply learned the truth. And what truth is that? They demanded. Aurelia turned to look at Ethan, who stood at her side. That humans, she said softly, cannot be controlled. Only respected. And that some humans, she added with a trembling smile, can change hearts that were never meant to change. The hologram cut out. Ethan looked at her with quiet warmth. So, what now? Aurelia stepped closer. Now, she whispered, I choose my own mission. And what mission is that? He asked. Aurelia smiled, truly smiled. To stay by the human who taught me what real emotion feels like. Ethan's expression softened. Then I guess we're partners. Now, Aurelia touched his hand. No charm waves. No manipulation. Just truth. Partners, she whispered. And somewhere in the galaxy, two worlds changed forever because a diplomat was sent to manipulate a human, but ended up falling for him instead.